A very good happy Thursday morning to everyone out there. Baby Friday, as we like to refer to it around here as. Landon here in the driver's seat to bring you your latest weather forecast from Weather or Not, courtesy of On Target. Getting a look at here, folks, the intense heat and humidity isn't going anywhere. No surprise there, right? Absolutely shocking. You got this cold front approaching here out of the north and west. It's definitely not going to be making it here. We've had this backdoor cold front that was set up across the region yesterday that is now somewhat washed out. High pressure to our south, you guessed it, going to be keeping those winds here out of the south and west. This is going to result in an extraordinarily warm, muggy, soupy, sultry environment. And that's pretty much what we're going to continue to have to deal with here for the foreseeable future, basically over the course of the next week and maybe even a little bit longer. Let's get a look across the region. Morgantown Skycam. Beautiful start to what's going to be an absolute scorcher in the great outdoors. Got a few wispy clouds out there. Hopefully we can get a few more of those in here to bring maybe just a smidge of relief in between that big ball of fire absolutely going scorched earth on us out there, like what we've been dealing with. WRUS Skycam, looking at the morning commute north of Russellville over 431 there. Got the water tower in the distance. Looking at a similar setup there, folks, with sunshine dominating for the most part. Let's jump over here, shall we? And let's give you the full breakdown. We are already in a very muggy, very warm environment. No surprise there. We got readings already up between the mid and upper 70s. I'm sorry, y'all, for laughing, but you get dew points up closing in on 80 degrees. It's like you need to strap on the scuba gear, throw on your swim trunks and swim gear. Feels like you're jumping into a pool out there. Had the pups have a little bit of an issue in the middle of the night. I stepped outside. I opened up looking at the latest observations. Folks, it was around 1:15 a.m. and it was 80 degrees with a 76 degree dew point. It felt absolutely miserable and awful, and unfortunately, that trend is going to continue for us, all right? So getting a look here at the latest surface map, got the cold front arriving there from the north and west, but no dice. We progress into our Friday. Cold front remains north of the region. We get into our Saturday. Oh, look at that. It's trying to transition to a warm front as it remains north over the region. This dread of heat and humidity is not going to be going anywhere anytime soon with the setup that we have for us. So let's jump over here and let's give you the full breakdown of exactly what's going to be unfolding for us in regards to that. First and foremost, we're talking about the heat indices. We progress throughout today. We get into this afternoon. Those triple-digit heat indices are going to be a guarantee. We are going to be located between 100 degrees and 110 degrees on the heat indice front here over the course of the next several days. And as previously mentioned, folks, this heat wave could extend beyond the next 7-day forecast outlook. Here we are working into our Friday. Heat indices right back up to the 100-degree mark. I think it's going to be a few degrees warmer than that, folks. You can take that with a grain of salt. But let's be honest, you get to 104, 105, 106 degrees. What's really the difference? It's going to feel absolutely miserable any way you slice it, right? We get back into our Saturday. By lunchtime, we're going to be closing in on triple-digit heat indices already. It's just going to be the same song and dance out there. And our rain and storm forecast, unfortunately, remains very isolated and sporadic in nature, all right? We were dealing with those repetitive rounds of showers and storms, but there was a silver lining to take out of that here, folks, over the past few weeks as it brought some relief during the afternoon and evening. It doesn't look like that we're going to be so lucky here with the near-term and long-term forecast. We work throughout this afternoon. There's some isolated storms up there along the Ohio River. Looks like south of that, we're going to be trapped in the devil's air fryer. And it's going to be more of the same. Here we are getting into Friday. Only sporadic afternoon random storm development. We got an isolated storm popping up right there on the far southeastern tier of Logan County. It shows tomorrow afternoon, so again, not going to be anything widespread, but if you get caught underneath the storm roulette, consider yourself lucky because they're going to be hard to come by. We progress into the Saturday time frame. We got the warm front to our north now. You can see a little bit more widely scattered sporadic showers, but folks, they remain so small and robust in nature. Just these air mass thunderstorms building and then collapsing on itself is going to continue to be what we are dealing with, all right? Let's get over here to the long term and let's take a look at the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. we're looking at 18 to 20,000 feet up above our head. And what I want you to keep your eyes on is this upper level ridge that has been dominating the eastern tier of the U.S., all right? We're going to put this into motion and watch the movement of that upper level ridge. Yes, this is building northwestward and is going to be setting up shop and taking over pretty much the entirety of the continental U.S. By the time we roll into our Monday. Because take a look at the setup. This massive ridge will be keeping intense heat and humidity around for at least another week. Look at this thing. Rocks socked in right there across the central plains and just expanding outward. This is just a giant heat dome that we are not going to be able to escape, all right? If you're talking about any relief inside whatsoever, Landon, or we got any of that to look forward to, we might have a little bit of hope at the end of the long-range forecast, all right? You were looking at the continental U.S. right here, and this is a setup of dew points, okay? We got the dry desert southwest per usual, but take a look right across the central plains and eastward. We are right here in the great Commonwealth of Kentucky, and take a look at all these purples and pinks that we have that signifying dew points anywhere between 70 degrees up towards 80 degrees, all right? We'll put this into motion for you and we'll give you the breakdown, and you will note the stickiness and the sauna-like atmosphere isn't going anywhere. Here we are going all the way through the weekend, dew points in the mid-upper 70s, continuing through Monday, Tuesday. Getting into Wednesday of next week, we might catch another little backdoor cold front here. Models are trying to pull that a little bit further to the south and west. That would bring dew points down between the mid and upper 60s. Still a little bit sticky out there, but a definite far cry from the upper 70s to near 80 in the dew point department. But wait for it, folks, as we enter the start of August. Look at this. Models are hinting at an area of high pressure building in here out of the north. This would usher in winds north and eastward around that area of high pressure out of Canada, and this could result in finally bringing some much needed relief across the region, even if it is only for a few days. So this is looking at August 1st into the 2nd and 3rd, and look at those dew point readings. Upper 40s, lower 50s, my arms are open and welcome, bring it on, right? So hang in there like a hare in a biscuit, folks, but hopefully we can get some relief in there. And remember, whenever you come to a weather forecast at this stage, it is outlast the temporary. That's what we have to focus on, because eventually this pattern is going to break and we'll catch some relief in here. I don't know about you all, but I'm ready for some pumpkin spice lattes. I'm ready for some scarecrows, some corn mazes, and some hoodie weather. I think we could all do for that right about now, all right? Getting back over here and talking about looking at our rainfall forecast, it is near zilch. Unless you get caught underneath one of these stray air mass showers or storms during the afternoon, they could drop a few tenths or maybe even a quarter or half an inch if you get caught underneath one of those robust storms. We've not got hardly any rainfall in the forecast whatsoever. And here's a breakdown of your full 7-day weather forecast, taking us all the way through Thursday of next week. And folks, take a look. Right there on the top, we've got our Bowling Green observation. For today, maximized heat indices 102, Friday 104, Saturday 102, Sunday 106, Monday 108, 110 plus on Tuesday, on into Wednesday, and then with that backdoor cold front, folks, keep your fingers and your toes crossed. Look at Thursday, a heat index of only 97 degrees. Congratulations. Going to have to put up with it for quite a bit longer, folks. That is to say the least. That's going to wrap up your Thursday morning Baby Friday edition of your Weather or Not forecast presented by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Stay safe out there with the intense heat wave, locked in and not going anywhere here.